cats. Wild in heart, it's Kate Humble. Robin Lycett, hot. It's Joe Lycett. And their team captain, Aisling B. And facing them tonight, taking the Rick, it's Rick Edwards. He's a stand-up guy. It's Jamali Maddox. And their team captain, Rob Beckett. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy
Hello and welcome to the 8 out of 10 Cats New Year Special, a show all about opinion poll surveys and the last year. Did you know, for example, 15% of Britain's native species are at risk of extinction? I love seeing our wonderful animals, foxes, badgers and hedgehogs in their natural habitat, jumping up and down on a trampoline in someone's back garden. 77% of men get down on one knee when they propose. It's a meaningless tradition, but some people still like marriage. And 85% of women wash their hands after going to the toilet. Why are you washing your hands, ladies? Surely what you should be washing is your bum and your fanny. And the punchline to that joke is your bum and your fanny. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. Tonight, it's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points of the last year. Aisling, what do you think people have been talking about over the last year?
Do you even want to say the word?
No, I just want to hear Jimmy say bum and fanny again.
Your bum and your fanny.
It's sinister, though, the way you say it. Your bum and your fanny.
You're saying I'm sinister. You're wearing a necklace featuring a unicorn fucking a panda.
Yeah. It's a good necklace, isn't it?
I'm mixed race, and even I think that's unnatural. Just
Is it offensive?
No, I love
Is
it.
it offensive to the animal community? Kate, you would know.
No, I think, you know, at least the pandas pick something that's persistently horny.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Kate, you're an expert on animals. The unicorn is endangered, right?
So is this the most talked about subject of the year? The unicorn's endangered.
I'm going to bring a bit of decorum to proceedings, and I think what most British people have been talking about this year, excuse me, is Brexit! Yay! I don't know. I mean, Brexit happened this year. The United Kingdom decided to leave. I think the genius was the Leave campaign, which decided not to use things like, I don't know, facts or whatever. And instead, it appealed to people's emotions. And I use the word appeal because it was mostly about bananas. What they did was, and this is the genius, they were like, guys, they're trying to control our bananas. And people are like, no way! Not that staple of the British diet, the humble British banana, not my watch!
Rick, what do you make of the campaign?
Yeah, I mostly enjoyed it.
Sure, you enjoyed it, yeah.
I was interested when we started talking about the type of Brexit, and they started to hear a chat about hard Brexit. Ooh. Which then made me think, I like the idea if we'd voted to stay, of everyone kind of going, now, it's going to be hard Remain. So we take the euro, we have millions more immigrants, Jean-Claude Juncker is like Prime Minister, we would have loved a hard Remain.
Hard Remain, quite something.
I think if it's happening, right, I don't care if it's hard or soft, all I want out of it is proper, old-school duty-free. Old school, you know what I'm talking about?
I hadn't even thought that, that's really cheered me up.
Yeah, like 200 fags, £4. I think if you try and think of positives, but then there's loads of negatives. Stuff like cheese boards are going to be shit. And then Pete Shrut's going to go back to Rome. Isn't it? It's horrible.
I get annoyed with the phrase Brexit means Brexit, because that's not how you define words.
I mean, the problem is, though, that's the problem. Nobody knows what it means. Going in, the politicians didn't know what it meant. Everyone was just winging it. Like, in no other job would that be okay. Oh, hey, doctor, do you understand the complicated process of heart surgery? Nah, mate, I'm just going to go in, cut them up, and then play it by ear, if I'm honest. Medicine means medicine.
And I suppose the only good thing about Brexit was the fact that David Cameron resigned. Take a look at David Cameron resigning, and you've got to watch till the end here, because I think he's quite cheerful about going, yep, you deal with the problem.
I expect to go to the palace and offer my resignation, so we'll have a new Prime Minister in that building behind me by Wednesday evening. Thank you very much.
The one thing that I didn't like about Brexit is how Nigel Farage has now been justified. Nigel Farage is the only guy, he's plane crashed, he had a near-death experience and came back more of a fucking dick. He's the only dude I know who nearly died and still came back, and he was like, oh, who saved my life? Oh, the NHS and the doctors. Oh, remind me to dismantle that later. Do you know what I'm saying? Who does that?
It's weird because there's something about you that makes me think, did he vote UKIP? I'm not sure.
Is it because I wear glasses?
Yeah. What did you make of it all, Kate?
It was depressing. Although, I have to say, as somebody who lives in Wales, which almost universally voted to leave, our tiny little corner of it did vote to stay. But
Wales got
we
so
were
much from the
outvoted.
EU, didn't they?
I know.
But like Cornwall voted out, and then they were like, oh, what? We don't get to keep our 600 million EU funding. You're like, no. Like in a divorce, you can't be like, Janice, where's my packed lunch? We're divorced now, Dave. I don't make your packed lunch anymore. This is awful.
I love the names Janice and David.
Yeah,
they
they're a solid
sound like a
couple.
lovely couple, don't
Well,
they?
they were until they got divorced.
Apparently we need a £122 billion loan. Like, where'd you get a loan that big?
Longer?
Well, I'm not sure, but maybe if you paid your tax, we'll have half.
Should we have a look and see whether Brexit's up there? Yes, Britain voted for Brexit. Brexit will have a lot of repercussions. If all the Eastern European workers go home, just imagine the mountain of ironing, the backlog of DIY jobs, and Keith Vaz might have to fuck his wife for a change. Isn't that a lovely story, Keith Vaz? A couple of rent boys. Yeah, and I can say that because he definitely did it. All right, Keith? Morally repugnant, am I? Have a fucking word, mate. Have a word.
Did he say that you're morally repugnant?
Everyone said I was morally repugnant. Because I was. They were just stating the obvious. Go on, what else have people been talking about the last year, Rob's team?
Is it Kim Kardashian's robbery? That was quite a big news story,
Huge
wasn't it?
news, yeah. I mean, unarmed robbery, I believe.
Yeah, and it was ridiculous. Her ring was 3.5 million.
Yeah, but she tweeted that she had it. I mean, you know...
Yeah, but I've
no,
tweeted, I've got a
Kate.
kid. I don't want someone nicking it.
I think she was foolish. I think it doesn't happen in a travel lodge, does it?
I'll tell you what, I bet Halifax are fuming they chucked in travel insurance with her advance account. But 3.5 million is too much to spend on one thing. If I had to spend 3.5 million on one thing, I'd buy Peter Crouch. Imagine having Peter Crouch, it'd be quality, just like, he can just do light bulbs.
Do a robot now and again.
I can picture it now, the missus be like, oh, you've not gone and bought Peter Crouch, have you? You barely played with Emeleski.
Well, I feel a bit bad for her. She does get kind of hassled the whole time. Take a look at this footage just days before the robbery in France. One of Kim Kardashian's fans got a little bit too close.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
Why does that person not grab him by the neck and go, you stupid piece of shit, don't ever stick a face up a woman you don't know's arse? Straight away.
I think he probably does, actually. He looks like he's about to.
Maybe he thought it was a subway to cross the road.
I can't talk now, I'm going into a tunnel. I can tell you that Kim Kardashian being robbed is not one of the most talked about stories of the last year. Those Kardashians have had no luck. They're still reeling from the time Bruce Jenner had his family jewels snatched. OK, fingers on buzzers. What else were people talking about this year? Go on, what do you got?
It's got to be the old Donald Trump, the President of America, or President-elect. I feel sorry for Donalds. Just Donalds in the world. Just a normal man called Donald now. It's going to be the new Adolf.
I like that you think that it was the Adolfs in the 1930s that really had it hard.
So Clinton versus Trump. I mean, it was quite depressing. Did you stay up and watch it? Did you stay up and watch the election?
Who stayed up? I don't even stay up for WrestleMania anymore.
Oh! Trump was in wrestling!
He was in wrestling, Trump.
Trump was in wrestling! Trump was in WWE, bruv. How can your president been body slammed? How can your president have been stone cold stunned?
He's just not qualified for the job, is he? It's the most important job in the world. He's not qualified for it. But he must be so stressed about it. Like, when I worked in an office, I'd panic if they made me change the toner on the photocopier. Like, he's got to go and do world things.
He's not the least qualified person for the job, Rob. That's clearly you. I've got to do world things now.
You can sort of imagine him saying that, though. You
Yeah.
can imagine him saying, I've got to do world things.
He's also teetotal. Imagine his policies after a couple of Carlins.
Is that true? He doesn't drink?
No.
Don't drink.
What?
Imagine what he'll do after a tequila. Well, he's not going to drink that. After...
What do you make of him?
If I'm honest, he's obviously terrifying, but it's the little one that really worries me. The little son, Baron Trump. Just standing next to him, and you can see that he's plotting. And I am going to put money on him being the supreme leader of the world by 2030.
Sorry, you think the world's still going to be here in 2030? You're more
Yeah.
optimistic than I am. Well, some people were thrilled that Donald Trump was coming to power. Take a look at how excited this 9-year-old girl is.
Guess what we're going to do Monday?
What?
We are going to see Donald Trump in person in New Hampshire.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, my word!
Are you excited?
Yes!
You get to go see him in person, not just on TV.
Thank you, Mom!
Aww! Are you excited?
Yes!
Do you want to meet him? Tell Mr. Trump you want to meet him.
I love you, Trump!
Have you ever mixed up Donald Trump and Frozen on Ice? I think she has.
Do you know what? Do you know what really depresses me is that following @POTUS, which is the word for President of the United States, on Twitter is so lovely and life-affirming because Obama's been running the Twitter. So now Donald Trump is going to take over the Twitter account. Can you imagine, like, the tweets are going to go from just had a really positive meeting with Iran to I think Miss Southern California is a whore, hashtag women are whores. It's just... And then Melania Trump is going to be taking over Michelle Obama's one, but then she'll just copy and paste all her old tweets.
It's Melania who I worry about, because she must be looking at the Oval Office going, another room that I've got to pretend to come in.
Well, partly the kind of annoying thing about it was Hillary Clinton didn't get elected, so we nearly had the first female president. That would have been...
How annoying was it that she did actually get more votes than him? I mean, what sort of democracy is that?
you know I'm not in charge. No, a woman should be in charge.
Yeah, and they would have only had to pay her
Ashton, come on.
78% of the cost of Donald Trump. Brilliant! Would have been more value.
I've got a picture of Hillary. I think this is Hillary Clinton, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Could be Joe Lycett and David Williams at a Halloween party.
Oh, thank God for that. I thought it was me at a work do. Got a bit close to the woman from... I did get real pissed at Marks and Spencer leaving do and got a bit fruity with a woman from Peruna.
Jamal, are you a big fan of Trump? Do you like him?
I was in America recently because I was filming this show, and I was supposed to go to a swastika lighting with these National Socialists.
Hang on, you've got to slow this right down. What were you thinking?
It was one of my great ideas where I said I want to go around the world and talk to racist people, and they let me do it. Right? So I went out there, so the Nazi guy who was the leader of the Nazi party, said, come to a swastika lighting in Georgia. And they didn't tell me that it was in a KKK bar.
So you thought KKK bar? I thought this was just going to be a nice lighting of a swastika.
Yeah. So I get there and I weren't allowed in, surprise. And they had all these Trump posters everywhere, and then the owner came out and was like, why is there a black dude across the street with binoculars? Right? And he comes over and he goes like, why are you across the street? And I started grassing everyone up. I was like, I've come here and they said I can't come inside and I've got fat cameras. And so he went back and I saw him shouting at all the Nazis and he was like, listen, this is my clan bar. Everyone's welcomed, right? And then at the end,
The moral of the story is KKK, not all bad.
no.
OK, well, let's have a look and see if Donald Trump is up there. Yes, the US election, the most talked about thing. Donald Trump says he'll replace Obama's healthcare system, so Obamacare will now become Donald Doesn't Care.
It was such a ridiculous year, though, wasn't it? You look at, Trump, Brexit, Leicester winning the league. I'm going to put a fiver on Stephen Hawking to win the jump.
Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats, where we're still trying to guess the most talked about stories of the last year. OK, fingers on buzzers. Rob.
Pokemon Go.
Oh, yeah, it was huge, right?
That was a big one, wasn't it?
Never done it.
I didn't really get time to get round to doing it because it's hard. I've got a kid, so it's hard with all the new crazes, isn't there? I've still not done Ice Bucket Challenge or any happy slapping yet. And also, I've got a Tamagotchi to look after. Do you know what I mean? He's off to uni next year. I can't let him down.
Can I just ask, as the only person on this panel over 40, what is the appeal of an app designed to get people run over? I don't understand it. What do you do?
You basically point your phone at someone or something, and it'll say if a Pokemon is there, and then you throw up a mythical ball at it, and then it's caught. And then
this is fun how?
I don't know.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's great. Is it fun?
I got really addicted to it.
Well, hang on a second. Have you seen Autumn Watch Back? Because there are things there, and you can see them, and it's not like we're looking at where a badger should be.
Well, maybe it's not.
We'll be back in 7 hours. No,
That's
still
very
nothing.
true.
Still nothing. Still nothing. There's no badger.
There's a sense of anticipation. This is just like...
Well, Pokemon was pretty big in the UK. It was quite big in America, but Taiwan. Have a look at this stampede when a very rare Pokemon turned up. This is genuine footage of a stampede to see a rare Pokemon.
They might have just been having a sale on buckets of chicken at KFC. I actually feel sorry for the Pokemon, because they don't get to choose where they get sent, do they? They just turn up, so imagine getting sent to, a bingo hall in Wigan. They're never going to get caught there, are they? They'll be there forever. They'll be ringing up his mate, Bulbasaur, where are you? He's like, I'm in Magaluf, mate! I'm getting caught 6 times a night!
Well, I can tell you that Pokemon Go is not one of the most talked about things of the last year. Pokemon Go is a completely new gaming concept which has revolutionised the way children have their phones stolen in parks. OK, fingers on buzzers. What else have people been talking about this last year? What do you think?
It's been a bumper year for the Grim Reaper. There's been a lot of celebs dying or notable people dying. For me, the saddest was Paul Daniels when I saw his funeral. It was so sad the way they cut his coffin in half. And then separated it, just the legs dangling out.
Joe, what do you think?
People die, don't they? I mean, I'm sad about it, but I'm sort of more worried about when my phone dies. I mean, that's a really upsetting experience.
I was genuinely very upset by Prince and David Bowie as well. I just felt like that guy, I mean, just incredible.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't have no connection with David Bowie. I didn't like him in that Labyrinth film. I thought it was a bit weird. He was just too obsessed with nicking that baby. And it was never explained why he wanted to nick that baby. It was just never explained to me.
What annoyed me, though, was everyone's reaction to it on social media. It was like people tweeting, like, oh, my God, I've heard the news about Prince. I just don't know how I can go on. And, like, an hour and a half later, they're like, oh, photo of my cheesecake.
Who was the one that sort of the hurt the most? Who did you?
My nan. No, I'm joking. She's not. Is she actually there? She's all right. Hopefully, I don't know. Well, when this goes out, she's all right at the moment. We'll see.
Do you know who I was really sad about, and I'm sure this is the same for you, Kate, was Harambe. Poor El Harambe died, Harambe the gorilla.
A kid fell into his enclosure, and so they thought, logically, shoot him. I would have shot the kid. You fell in there, mate. That's natural selection. Unlucky. He wins. Is it just me, or is Harambe quite hot?
It's not a gorilla, though. That's not, Kate, you're the animal expert. That's not a classic, like, I would expect it like this, but like, that's sort of like...
No, that's a confident gorilla.
That's a sort of an album.
Why are his sleeves a different colour to his trousers?
Sleeves!
He looks like he's wearing a tank top, which is never a good look on a man.
Oh, he can pull it off, though.
But he can pull it off.
I like that I was weird for having a necklace of a unicorn fucking a panda, and now we're all talking about shagging a...
Harambe's
Harambe.
He's, look at him. Look at him, he's all strong. You know, you come home and you'd tell him about your sad, and you're like, I don't know why she was being really bitchy today, and I wasn't even fair, because like, she was just being passive-aggressive, so she wasn't even saying anything. He'd be like, baby, I know. You're a strong, independent woman. You don't have to worry about that. And I'm like, OK, Harambe, thanks, babes. It's a very British attitude, though. I'm always amazed by funerals here. Like, everyone in Ireland goes to anyone's funeral. It doesn't matter who. Like, even the local paedophile gets, like, 100 people easily at the funeral.
That's because you just go for the free drink.
My nana's funeral in Limerick was one of the best nights out I've ever had. We went clubbing. It was awesome.
Clubbing?
Clubbing in Limerick.
You went clubbing?
Do you wear your suits at the clubs? Or do you, like, cheekily have one T-shirt at home? They're like, when the young people ask me to go to a club, I wear the T-shirt. Like,
I wear whatever my butler lays out for me.
I find the worst part about it all the people dying this year, because all the scandal that's gone on in the last few years with celebrities, when someone goes, have you heard about so-and-so? You go, oh, my God, what, dead or pedo? What is it?
OK, let's see if celebrity deaths are up there. Of course. Yes, 2016 was a bad year for celebrity deaths. Victoria Wood, Carolina Hearn, Paul Daniels and Terry Wogan all sadly died. It's like the Grim Reaper is stalking Britain's most beloved celebrities. So if you're watching, Mr. Motivator, I think you'll be all right. So those were the most talked about stories of the last year. But in other news, Sir Philip Green was criticised over his handling of the BHS pensions crisis. Sir Philip has a super yacht that he's named Lionheart. And if you're playing along at home, the answer is B, tiny penis. At the end of that, Rob, Jamali and Rick have 1 point, Aisling, Kate and Joe have 2 points. Yeah. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. What do you like the look of, Aisling?
Well, I really like the look of the bottom corner picture.
OK, so most people would rather spend time with their pets than their friends. What do you think?
Totally true.
Really?
What pets have you got?
Well, I've got 3 dogs, but one of them's a working dog, so she's sort of a pet.
She's
When
just
you
in
say
the
a
office.
working dog, do you
It's
mean
just
like
typing
solves
away.
crimes?
Yeah, no, she does the housework. She's brilliant. No, she's a sheepdog.
She's a sheepdog.
Stumble out of bed and hop into the field, pour myself a cup full of milk and go straight, try to get those sheep.
I prefer to spend time with my friends' pets than with my friends. Because my friend Karen has a dog that's a King Charles Spaniel, and it gets so excited when it sees me that it vomits on its own face. It's a beautiful image that it goes...
Have you got any pets?
No, I want to get a pet pig.
Cool
Because you
idea.
have to
You
get...
can't just have one, though.
You can't have just one?
They get lonely.
No, they're
get
really
lonely.
Moorish.
Get really, really lonely.
What I love about it is you have to walk them like a dog, and I just want to be that guy who's wandering around Birmingham with a pig on a lead.
You're already that guy.
What other pets do you have? You've got 3 dogs.
2 pigs.
You've got 2 pigs!
Are they for eating or are they just for having
No, these
them for
ones are
sake?
not.
They're not for eating?
They were for breeding.
So you're breeding them to eat?
Breeding them to... Yes. Is that OK?
I mean, it's fine. I
They're
mean,
really
I don't
happy pigs.
personally eat pigs for
where you-
obvious reasons, but...
Well, get in your beard.
Yeah.
Have you got any pets, Rick?
Yeah, I've got a cat, and I much prefer spending time with my cat than my friends.
A cat feels like it's got you rather than you having it, though.
But I quite like that. I've got to work for its affection. Like, I need it more than it needs me.
Sounds like an abusive relationship.
I'm a sucker for that stuff.
yeah. You like, it calls you a piece of shit now and again.
What's your cat called?
Tippy.
Why Tippy?
After Tippi Hedren, the actress.
Mine's called Alan.
Oh, yeah.
Have you got any pets?
Yeah, I've got a cat.
What's it called?
Tootsie.
Tippy and Tootsie sounds like
Alan.
strippers. Well, it depends what you're doing with your pet, doesn't it? Because like,
It's none of your business, Rob.
Well, I mean, it depends what you're doing with your cat. I do love my cat, but my cat would be shit on a stag do. Do you know what I mean? So it depends what you want to do, doesn't
But
it?
a cat might be dynamite.
Have you ever put a cucumber behind your cat?
Well, I will just show you something that is remarkable.
You see, I don't particularly like cats, but I would get a cat just to do that.
Oh, it's so fun. I'm already trying to work out what I'm going to tell my wife about what I'm doing downstairs late at night with the cat and a cucumber.
Well, OK, let's get some answers on this. So most people would rather spend time with their pets than their friends. What are you going to go with?
I think true.
I think true. I think a lot of people love their pets.
Well,
a bit
I'm
too
one of
much.
them. Yeah.
OK, what are you going to go for, Ashley?
False. I think false.
You're going to go false.
Yeah,
OK, so you've
people
gone
want
false, you've
human
gone
connection.
true.
Yeah.
I can tell you it's close, but the answer is false. Only 40% of people would rather spend time with their pets. Pets are better than friends. You try finding a friend who'll lick Marmite off your testicles for a biscuit and tell no one. So at the end of that round, it's 1 point for Rob's team and 3 points for Aisling's team. The winner is the name of our final round. Here's your question. Hardest New Year's resolution to keep?
I think for my New Year's resolution, like since we've had a baby, me and my wife, we've had too much sex. So I reckon just dialing it down. Just absolutely hammer and tong most nights. So.
My New Year's resolution is to have less sex with Rob's wife.
Yeah, he's a friend. He's a friend.
What upsets me most is you're bisexual. Not once have you rolled over to give me a go.
I just love the image there of Rob sort of curled up on one side going, oh, they're at it again, are they? Do you ever make any New Year's resolutions? Do you ever?
Yeah, I do some. Like, I always try and quit smoking, but I look too goddamn cool doing that.
What about the e-cigarettes?
I'm on e-cigarette as well.
Oh, as well?
Yeah.
I'm on both.
This one.
Oh, that's...
One for outside, one for inside.
Oh, how lovely. So you're getting all the nicotine all the time? Kate, do you make any New Year's resolutions?
I think I'm going to now. I think I'm going to stop watching badgers and start playing Pokemon. It sounds really fun.
If you want to see a badger, just go down the M3 at about 7 in the morning.
Why do you know that?
Because I go out for them. Who would win in a fight, a fox or a cat?
Oh, I like this.
Because we've got a fox at the back, we're a bit worried about letting the cat out. What do you reckon?
Oh, I think Alan can handle himself.
Or shall I...
It's a South London cat called Alan. He'll be fine.
It's a South East London cat.
I think they'd avoid each other in the end, but
if it kicked off?
might be a kind of a bit of that cat stuff going
What
on.
happens if I put them in like a pterodome situation? Would they fight? Like they threw like one knife down, say one person leaves. Oh, and then, like...
I think you're going to see a lot of that going on as they try and pick up a knife. OK, so hardest New Year's resolution to keep?
I've got to get better at going to the theatre, because I have to go with the in-laws a lot. The way I deal with it is I had 4 pints of JD and Coke. By the end, I'm nearly heckled. You know in the musical, there's always a bit. There's always the girl at the beginning, and there's another girl that comes in halfway through, and he ends up leaving the first girl and then going with the second girl, but there's always an argument with the first girl. I was like, I'm a second away from shouting, bin her off, mate.
So how would you be better at going to the theatre?
Well, first of all, I've learned that you order those drinks at the middle. They're not yours.
The interval drinks?
The interval drinks are an organised affair. They're not just, have a go.
I've always thought the interval is the time to minesweep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, God, they're not drinking this, are they? I bet it weren't. They have little tickets on. Someone's ordered them.
Yeah, the security's not all that,
Nah, it's not. But the thing is, though, they're all so middle class. You bang them back, no one's saying nothing. Look at them in the eye. What are you going to do about it?
And then in the second half, all the audience are sitting there going, who drunk our drinks? And then you shout, bin her off, mate!
OK, so hardest New Year's resolution to keep. Let's get some answers. What do you
there
think?
must be exercise, a gym. That must be up there.
Oh,
Gym.
it's related.
Eat less.
Lose weight. That's exactly right.
Smashed it.
Yes, the hardest New Year's resolution to keep is losing weight. January's a great time to try and lose weight because you're cold, depressed and surrounded by hundreds of unopened boxes of Quality Street. That sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Rob, Jamali and Rick have 2 points, Aisling, Kate and Joe have 3 points. They're the winners! Thanks to all of our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
Tonight on 8 out of 10 Cats, super shy guy, it's Louis Spence. Up for a laugh, it's Joe Lycett. And their team captain, Sean Locke. And facing them tonight, go figure, it's Rachel Riley. OMG, it's D.O.D., David O'Doherty. And their team captain, John Richardson. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy
Welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 9 out of 10 children visit McDonald's once a month? What's that thing that all the kids get in McDonald's? Oh, yeah, fat. 68% of men start conversations with strangers while queuing for the toilet. I wish people would just mind their P's and queue. And 27% of people keep a weapon by the bed to protect themselves against intruders. I don't have a weapon. Instead, I sleep in stockings and suspenders. Then if I'm burgled, I just throw back the covers and say, what kept you? Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Sean's team, what do you think the nation should be talking about over the last week?
Well,
What do you think?
well, there's that one big story that's been knocking about for a few weeks now.
I think I might know the one you mean.
It's the Jimmy Savile scandal.
Oh.
Particularly, that's been in front of virtually every newspaper. If you read the story about these horrendous things he's done, I mean, the stories now emerging of necrophilia, and you think, I remember hearing that story years ago, and you're thinking, when you're using necrophilia as a smokescreen, something must be wrong. How does a hospital, who the hell runs a hospital that lets someone, let him have a key to the mortuary, that's fine. Oh, he wants to go in the mortuary. No, he does a lot of stuff for the hospital. Let him have a key to the mortuary.
I mean, I was disgusted. I've handed back my key.
The spokesperson...
You know that noise? You can probably do it, John. You know that noise that Savile used to make? What was that weird...
I've sort of retired that impression. John Simpson this week said, it's the biggest scandal at the BBC for 50 years. But yeah, no shit. And the hideous thing is the number of people who knew about it and didn't do anything. Like, usually when something like this happens, people go, oh, well, you seem like such a lovely bloke. But when this happened, everyone went, oh, yeah, he's a sex-offending necromancer. I thought that went without saying. And now he's dead, he's never gonna... People just aren't... In this world, you live in a world of Miss Marple and Midsummer Murders, where a bad thing happens and then a bungling old biddy sorts it out at the end. People's brains just... I cannot cope with living in a world where people just go, oh, yeah, he did it for years, and now he's dead, so he got away with it.
Well, it's grim, so let's not dwell on it, but let's see if it's one of the most talked about things over the last week. Yes. Yes, the Jimmy Savile paedophile scandal continues. Jimmy Savile was still working into his 80s. People used to call him a coffin dodger. Little did they know. OK, what else? There must be something more upbeat we could talk about. What else have people been talking about?
Another Bond movie?
Yeah!
Another one.
You don't sound excited.
Well, we've got Homeland now. We don't need Bond anymore.
You've got Homeland, we
Yeah.
don't need Bond?
Yeah. Homeland's way better than the Bond movies.
What are you saying?
I don't know. I went to see one. I went to see Casino Royale because they build it as it's nothing like a Bond film. It's totally different. And it was just another Bond film.
What was a Bond film?
Yeah, I know.
If your issue with a Bond film is, it's just a Bond film.
These ones, oh, it's darker and grittier. Oh. It'd be darker if he had to get Ryanair flights everywhere. Bond kneeling beside the check-in desk, stuffing underwear in his pockets.
Judi Dench for the premiere had 007 in Diamantes on her neck. And not a lot of people know she had a vajazzle. That's how you could hear her coming. She was sort of crunching down the road.
Well, thanks for putting that image in my head. Do you want to take a look at the adrenaline-filled trailer for the unashamedly stylish Bond? You want to have a look?
Yeah. It does look good.
007 reporting for duty.
Where the hell have you been?
Enjoying death.
In this one, he drinks Heineken, not martinis. That's the big sort of fuss has been made about the product placement.
There's one scene, though, where he has to punch a woman and he switches to Stella.
I've never understood product placement for adults. Like, in children's films, I can understand it, because children just go, oh, I want that on a lunchbox. But, like, are they implying that men are going to go to a pub and think, well, I don't usually drink Heineken, but if I have a pint now, everyone will think I'm James Bond.
Do you want to see a bit more Bond? Yeah. Let's have a little look. Wait for the next train.
You know why? He had a cheap day return. He's like, shit, I can't miss that train. I'll have to pay more.
Yeah, because when he lands on the train there at the end, he's like effortlessly cool, whereas you would have been a bit more.
Oh, I would have spun and gone, I'm here!
You would make an amazing Bond.
I would, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I could spin on the train and.
My tip for a film: if you're making a film and you get a theme tune, get someone to sing the theme tune who can pronounce some of the words that are in the theme tune.
What's your issue with the theme tune?
She cannot speak.
Is this Adele? Lovely Adele. I won't have a word said against her. What
Adele,
can't
or
she
as I'm sure she says it, Adele. The first 3 times I heard it, I thought it was a song about scaffold. Scaffold.
I like the fact that Adele sung the theme tune. I like it. You know, the opening titles of Bond you always see through the barrel of a gun. I now imagine it's a tube of Pringles.
Poor Adele, if you're watching, put those down.
She's making such an effort to seem really working class, isn't she? Like, oh, I'm like really down to earth.
I don't think she's making an effort. I think that comes naturally, but go on.
I want to see her really making it. Like, I want to see her push the pram down the red carpet, like, with a cigarette. Shut up, Sharon, like that. That's what I want to see.
I put forward a Bond theme and they didn't go for it.
Well, that's a shame. What was yours?
Bond on a bike, Bond on a boat. Bond with his hands around a villain's throat. Skyfall, Skyfall. Skyfall, Skyfall. Da 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 da. Hey!
Is that the best dance routine, do you think, Louis?
Well, that's playing the piano.
I quite like that, and I would have put a head roll at the end.
Well, let's try again.
Bond on a bike, Bond on a bike, Bond on a bike, and round it. Right, then.
Well, so let's have a look and see if Bond is up there. Yes, the new James Bond film, Skyfall, was released last Friday. In the next Bond film, Daniel Craig will face his ultimate nemesis, a younger, cheaper actor. Sean Steen, what do you think people have been talking about over the last week?
Is it Strictly Come Dancing is back on our screens and lighting up Saturday night. A whole nation of people.
I like Strictly, it's fine, but can we just get Brucey off it now before something horrendous happens? It's not getting any better, is it? I don't want to see him go in the middle of a live show.
Before, though.
Exactly. Let's put him in a home somewhere. He's going to do the Children in Need special, that's fine. He'll come back for that. And now we finally know why Pudsey wears an eye patch, so he can't see half of what goes on at the BBC.
I should do it. I should host it.
What,
Strictly
Strictly?
Come Dancing, I can't say it, but I could host it.
How come you're not one of the judges? You'd make an excellent judge on that.
Because they've already got their judge. I would be an excellent judge, yeah, you're right. I would, I'd be fucking great. I'm on the ice, don't I?
You're on the ice?
I do the ice.
You can't judge ice and the dancing, here,
Well, I
Jimmy.
could...
How about having exhaust a man?
I could do that.
You couldn't judge the dancing and the icing. No, it would
Yes,
just
I
you'd be
can.
empty. You'd have nothing left to give,
Yes, I
Louis.
would. I've always got something to
You
give.
couldn't judge what it takes from you to judge the people on the ice, how it sucks from your very marrow, and then to ask you to judge the dancing too. It's too much to ask of one man.
I could do
Stop
it.
right. No, you
I
can't.
could, and I could
It's
do
not
Britain's Got
fair
Talent,
to
and I could do whatever
push
you
you
want.
to those limits.
You can push me where you want.
Strictly, isn't it just for, like, old people to remember what they did on a Saturday night? Like, oh, we used to go dancing, isn't it? Like, when I'm old, it'd be Strictly Come fighting outside the kebab shop, right?
Would you ever consider going on it, Rachel? Would you?
I
imagine
would
they
suck.
are, don't
I had my
Would you?
Well, I think you'd probably get through.
I did do 1 hour with a Strictly Come Dancing ex-pro before our wedding.
Did you? What, you thought I'd treat myself before I met this
No, my
commitment?
husband made me. It wasn't anything to do with
Oh,
me.
to learn to dance. I'm sorry, I misunderstood that. David, do you watch Strictly Come Dancing?
I am just missing the part of the brain that cares.
Let's have a look and see if Strictly's up there. Yeah, Strictly Come Dancing is heating up. Lisa Riley blew everyone away last week. Well, she shouldn't have had that 3-bean casserole for lunch. John, David, Rachel, what else have the nation been talking about over the last week?
We're getting a new labelling system for food. It's basically saying, oh, poor people are stupid. They go into a supermarket and they pick up Haribo Tang Fast Sticks and they think it's fruit. People know what shit food is. The reason they eat shit food is because they work all day in an office with people they hate. They're working in a job that they're told every day they're going to lose, and then they go back to a shitty flat that they can't afford to buy. And do you know what they think? I don't fancy couscous for tea. Do you know what I fancy? A mixing bowl full of Viennetta and chips that I eat with my fist.
What happened there, John? What happened there? It was quite a depressing thought, and then at the end, you pulled it back with Viennetta and chips, and everyone went, oh.
Shit food is the only joy some people get. And it's cheap as well. People don't shop. They don't buy bad food. They buy bad food because it's cheaper. They just go, oh, shitty pie, £1. Lovely. That'll make me feel temporarily less alone. And it doesn't make any... There's a reason they call it a traffic light system. It's because it's the same as traffic lights on the road. If it's amber or red, you just do it faster and hope no one sees you.
It's confusing because the traffic light thing for me, I only think of them as like, you know, the traffic light parties where green means you're up for it. And I accidentally fucked a chicken wrap.
I'm not familiar with the traffic light party. And what happens?
You wear a green shirt if you're up for it, amber if you're not sure, and red if you're definitely out.
I've always been a bit of an amber gambler.
Nice. So do you watch the calories? Do you watch what you eat?
No, I just exercise, so I don't get fat. But the thing is now when people go shopping, innit, you're going to be looking in their basket, and if they're full of red and they're fat, you are going to think you're greedy fat fucker. And then if they're, you know, if they're sort of going in between, they've got a bit of amber and a bit of green, you're like, well, give them a go. Do you know what I mean? If they're all green, then you know they're gay or in PR.
You cannot imply that only gay people eat vegetables.
No, but we'd have a lot of green.
Have you seen that programme on Channel 4, The Food Hospital?
The Food Hospital?
People that are sick go there and they get cures with different diets and stuff, but it's really good for making you eat healthily or just not eat. Because it's on at like 8 o'clock, so the last couple of times we've been eating and it's on, and they're doing this fibre challenge and they keep showing you different pictures of poo, like while you're trying to eat.
So you're saying your dieting tip is look at pictures of poo
while
you're eating?
It puts you off your food.
I think you want to go with a guy who's got more than one channel on his television. You come round my house, we'll watch the football, we'll stick the Simpsons on, I got DVDs. I've got the whole works. If you don't like watching shit while you eat, well, I'm the man.
And that is the worst proposition that's ever been made. And that's not one of the most talked about things over the last week. But the government have announced a new food labelling system to promote healthy eating. Supermarket food is already labelled when it's high in fat, full of salt and has poor nutritional value. And those labels say Iceland. OK, fingers on buzzers, 2 more things still to get. What do you think, Sean?
Britain is finally out of double-dip recession. The recession is over. It's out of recession. And boy, does that make me feel good. Yeah. It's one of those bits of news, you know those bits of information you get, and you really think this doesn't really make any difference to people's everyday lives. It makes no difference. It's something that the press and the government are obsessed with. It really doesn't it? It's a bit like the pollen count. You know, when you do the pollen count, you're thinking, why? Nobody makes a decision based on the pollen count. Nobody's ever gone, oh, we've cancelled the wedding. Well, it's going to be very high pollen count on that day. And we can't face it. We just can't do it. It's one of those pieces of information, you know, you go, well, you know.
Yeah, GDP has grown by 1% in the 3rd quarter of this year.
Most people don't even know what GDP is.
What?
Do you know what GDP is?
Oh, sure.
What is it?
Well, gross domestic product.
Yeah, but what is that? What is...
Well, the gross domestic product.
Yeah, what is
it's like the things that we make in houses that are disgusting.
It is a coincidence, isn't it, that someone started paying tax again and the country's out of recession.
You're welcome.
The worst thing about the recession is I read this week, Argos is closing stores and they're going digital. No more Argos catalogues. What am I supposed to do in the toilet? If there's no Argos catalogue, to play the Argos game where you flick through and you go, treadmill.
The joy for me with Argos was that it's like a shop, but much more like a bookies, in that you study the form and you're like, I'm going to take a punt on that. On that piece, they go over to the big screen. You're like, come on, 167.
Joe, you pleased we're out of recession?
Yeah. The thing is that they said that the Olympics, because it's a big, obviously to do with the Olympics, but the Olympics was about £300 million under budget. I've worked out that that is roughly a fiver for everybody. So if they gave us all a fiver, that's a Boots meal deal, isn't it? So, I love a Boots meal deal.
If you're going to get yourself a meal deal, for heaven's sake, get an innocent smoothie. Because, I mean, that's the price of the meal deal alone. So your sandwich and your crisps are free.
I hate their ads. I hate when you read the side of the innocent smoothie. They're majority owned by Coca-Cola, and you read the side of it, and it's like, we found a bucket of fruit on our farm, and a cow said it was yummy. Waters is probably like smokestacks in a forest with men with top hats pointing at pictures of third world countries.
It's called innocent smoothie.
No, you've fallen for the oldest trick in the book. Give it a nice
It's probably like people making those smoothies are being lashed, going, squash more fruit!
OK, let's see if Britain coming out of recession is one of the top 5 talking points. Yes, it's been revealed Britain's finally come out of the double-dip recession. To put this news into perspective, if the economy was your granddad, he's come out of his coma, but I wouldn't buy him a Christmas present just yet. OK, figures are buzzers. One more thing to get. What do you think, Sean?
Is it the new iPad mini? They've released a new iPad that's not an iPhone, it's not an iPad, somewhere in between. An iPad mini, little iPad.
It's like only 7 inches. Or something like that. What's the point?
What do you mean, only 7 inches?
I mean, you've got your phone and you've got your pad. Why do you want something just in between?
Well, it's like brunch, isn't it?
I really want one. They could release anything, and I really want to buy it. They could, like, release, like, I don't know, like the eye infection, and I want it.
David, are you going to get one?
I got an iPad, and the slogan should be like a shit computer. Because my computer does everything better than it. So the only possible use for an iPad then would be as a very luxurious chopping board. And then maybe you could have a comedy playing to counteract the onion crying. And everything would balance out. Either that, or maybe I'll get 6 of them and tile my hole with them. And then when I go to answer the front door, it'd be like Michael Jackson and Billie Jean.
Rachel, are you going to get one of these?
Well, I had this debate with my husband a little while ago, but I still don't see the point of that, because once you've got one size and the other size, then it doesn't do anything extra, does it? But I'd get his cast off, so whenever he buys the new one, I get the old one, so I might encourage him to get one.
You get the old one once he's finished with it?
Yeah. I'm quite happy
You're
with
earning, aren't you? You can...
You know, do I need another one of a different size, or do I want to buy a pair of shoes? It's a bit of a no-brainer.
We're still talking about the iPad or your husband?
Still
if you need a smaller one, I'm willing to step in.
Let's have a look and see whether the iPad mini is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, indeed. Apple have announced the release of the new iPad mini. Experts think the iPad mini will be the most popular gift this Christmas. So if you work in a Chinese sweatshop, that tea break might just have to wait. So those were the most talked about things this week. But in other news, Conservative Chief Whip Andrew Mitchell has resigned after being accused of calling police officers plebs. People say pleb is the worst thing he could have called a policeman. Of course, they've forgotten about scum, peeler, plod, pig, bacon, rozza, 5-0, filth, dibble, busy, fuzz, tithead and And a Brazilian student has sold her virginity this week for £500,000. I'm not a prostitute, said the 20-year-old Brazilian prostitute. At the end of that round, Sean, Joe and Louis have 4 points. John, Rachel and David have 1 point. So our next round is Pick of the Polls. John, Rachel, David, your turn first. What do you like the look of?
Can we go for the pumpkin one?
Pumpkin. OK, well, it's Halloween on Wednesday, so we asked our studio audience, are you looking forward to Halloween? Yes or no? What do you think?
Oh, it's a Wednesday this year as well, so you can't even have a party, really.
Why can't you have a party on a
Well,
Wednesday?
you could, but it wouldn't be a very good one.
You ain't never been to one of my Wednesday parties.
Stay in and watch Crime Watch. Ooh, yeah.
I went as Uma Thurman, the Kill Bill outfit one year, but it was just a plastic jumpsuit and it's the hottest thing. It was horrible.
That is the hottest thing I've ever heard. Would you ever dress up?
Yeah.
What's your... Name one of your costumes.
Oh, not for Halloween. That's my Tuesday parties. I dress up like a chef sometimes when I'm cooking tea. Because I've got my old chef's outfits.
John's confusing sitting at home on his own with a dinner, with a party. That's what John thinks a party is, having some food and a drink.
I'm interested in this when you dress up as a chef. I mean, is that just to cook your tea?
Just dressing up like
What do you
Gina
put on the
D'Acampo.
full...
I've got the check pants and the white thing and the apron and a little hat. And sometimes I think, do you know what? I'm going to be in here all day. Let's get a bottle of wine out.
All day doing Finder's crispy pancakes? It takes half an hour.
My only fear is dying in the middle of it and getting found. Because obviously that would look ridiculous.
If someone came to the door.
Never happened.
Louis, do you get dressed up on Halloween?
I have.
What was your finest hour?
I think my pussy. I've got...
A cat costume? Well, because, of course, you were
I was in Cats, so I have the original magical Mr. Mistopheles, so I slip him on and he's...
You didn't go dressed as a pussy because that's terrifying to you?
I was very surprised by it. It sort of seemed to appear suddenly about 10 years ago, this excitement about Halloween. I grew up, there was no even mention of it. You know,
it was just
basically
regular...
There were satanic rituals that we go to, and
well, satanic rituals and then
animals and the youngest boy child of the village. We wouldn't call it Halloween in those days. They were very much about our Lord Satan and thanking him for a year of evil. But suddenly, thank you, brethren. I'll see you at the next lodge meeting. I'll be wearing the golden hooves.
So how do you deal with trick-or-treaters, then? Do people come to your... Do they not come and knock on the door?
They
and
do
get a
come and knock
cheery,
on the
lovely
door.
face?
Yeah, give them sweets, yeah. Give them sweets. The weird thing is, you have a bowl of sweets and some kids just go... and that's when you have to show them bad, Sean.
I like it now that, because you get cream eggs and then they start calling them scream eggs. That means it's time for Halloween. But there's no other ones you can do. I've written to all the chocolate companies. The only one I've come up with is Boost.
I love it. OK, so let's get some answers. What do you think? Do you think this audience are looking forward to Halloween?
I don't think people give a rat's ass, Jimmy. No.
OK. What do you think? Do you think people are looking forward to it, our audience?
Yes.
Yes, OK. I can tell you the answer is yes. 63% of our audience are looking forward to Halloween. David Beckham's going to get a huge shock this Halloween. He's going to wake up next to a skeleton. Sean, Joe, Louis, what do you like the look of?
The woman.
OK, so here's your related question. Most people love being the centre of attention. True or false?
False. Who would want to be centre of attention? I mean, really? I mean, of all the people you know, Sean, who would want to be centre of attentione?
Sit still, Louis.
I don't mean to draw attention to myself or anything. I mean, really! I like to be centre of attention, all right?
OK.
I don't think he can get up now.
Luckily, I've got early onset Alzheimer's.
What was the question?
question, Jimmy.
Most people love being the centre of attention, true or false?
I think most people don't like it, do they? Most people don't like it. That's why they've got pricks like us to take that space.
Would you like being the
We'd obviously like to be the centre of attention.
Sure.
That's why we're sitting here with the lights on us. We're mic'd up. I've got my special shirt on. Jimmy's lost all that fat round his throat. He's got a big fat throat.
What about you, Joe? Do you enjoy the limelight?
Yes and no, because there's good attention and bad attention, isn't there? But I was going into Lidl, I love Lidl, and this old lady came out with her husband, and she looked at me for like about 10 seconds, which was a bit too long. And then, so I was like, oh, I'm being recognised. And then after 10 seconds, she turned to her husband and went, we forgot to buy faggots.
The only time I got papped was in Lidl.
Really?
Yeah.
You got papped in Lidl?
Yep. Just been to the gym, and I was in gym stuff, and they followed us to the gym, and then we just went to Lidl, bought some ham and smoked salmon, and then went home.
Bah, you have the time, don't you, now you're married? Should we go to the gym and then get some ham? Yeah, I think so. This is why I can't keep a girlfriend. I'll take them to the gym, but then I just tend to go back. I didn't know about the ham move.
I had it last week in Brighton. Person with camera taking photographs, sitting outside a pub for ages, took loads and loads of photographs. And then I went over and said, here, I'm trying to have a drink with my friends. And the guy went, well, it's just that I love you in the IT crowd, and my wife loves you in Bridesmaids. Which is a completely different Irish person called Chris O'Dowd. So...
How many of you are there?
Just the two, and we come over here. One has to look after Ireland, and then the other... Oh! Pumpkinder surprise. Boom!
Well, what do you think, John? Do you like being the centre of attention?
I like to be the centre of attention.
That is different.
Go to people's house parties and just spread shit. Get the woman on her own in the kitchen and just go, I've been talking to Mark, he says it's not going very well. I think you should go and have a word with him about it in front of everyone. Down the wine first, finish your wine, love, then get in there and have it out with him. That sort of thing I like, just standing back going, I did this, all this.
We'll get some answers on this. Most people love being the centre of attention. True or false? What are you going to go for?
I'd say no, false.
You say false. What are you guys going to go with?
False.
You going false? Well, I can tell you the answer is false. Only 26% of people love being the centre of attention. But you're right. Personally, I find it annoying when people always want to be the centre of attention. Oh, look at me. Oh, I'm bleeding. Oh, call an ambulance. Can we not just talk about me for a bit? If you really do crave being the centre of attention, I can recommend a very good accountant. So at the end of that round, it's 6 points for Sean's team and 2 points for John's team. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your question. Best way to start a conversation in a bar?
Is that a gun in your pocket, or is your penis shaped like a gun?
We go to the same bar.
But if I wanted to chat in a bar, I would take a friend whose opinions I respected. I wouldn't sidle up to an
I can see the
alcoholic.
flaw in that plan. John, imagine you were in a bar with Rachel. How would you start a conversation?
Where'd you get all those bags of ham? I can't believe we're finally talking. I've been following you for fucking years.
What are you doing there, out of interest?
Just driving an old-fashioned tram. Forklift. John's in a forklift. She's in Lidl. He's stacking the shelves in Lidl.
So, Rachel, presumably before you got married, you were in bars picking up dudes. How would you...
I always talk to people with dogs. Because if you want to cuddle the dog, you generally have to ask, don't you?
It's amazing how much people will talk to you if you throw beer in a dog's face. They'll talk quite loud to you. If you just throw a pint of beer in a dog's face, people start talking to you. They can first they say, what's it doing?
And then you say conversation starter.
Yeah. Fancy the chat. And they say... Fancy the chat. I think there's something wrong with the taps in here. Barman, you need to change the barrel. And then you're off, everybody's chatting.
Shall we call the police? Shall we get help?
Usually the conversation is, I'm blind and now my dog is drunk. Brilliant.
Yeah. If you're talking about something and you say, you mention, like, their mother and they go, my mother's dead, you go, oh, just...
And then that's forgone. The awkwardness over the mother, that's forgone. Why did you put the beer in a dog's face?
You talk about something really awkward, just go... Or you just... I lie, I tell lies. I'll go at someone and go, I wrote the Birdie song. Not all of it, I didn't write all of it. I got stuck on diddle-diddle. I got this guy in, this top songwriter in. He used to work with all the greats, and he came up with a bit. So I gave him 40%. And then, within a minute, everyone's chatting, and you get bored, you throw a beer in a dog's face.
OK, best way to start a conversation in a bar.
You buy them a drink.
Well, offer to buy a drink is number 2.
What are the other things
Are you
people
on your
say?
own?
What's number 5?
OK, so
Tell me number 5, Jimmy.
Ask to borrow a lighter. Good way to start a conversation.
Can I borrow your lighter?
Yeah, not like that, Sean.
Well, there's loud music playing in the pub. I have to shout. Bloody loud music in here. Can I borrow your lighter? I said lighter, you stupid prick.
I'll give you a clue. It would make them feel good.
You look lovely.
That is the right answer. Well, yes, the best way to start a conversation in a bar is to pay someone a compliment. Also on the list is buy a bottle of champagne, which for viewers in Scotland is a kind of sparkling wine made from grapes. They're a type of fruit. It's a type of food. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are John, Rachel and David have 2 points, Sean, Joe and Louis have 7 points. They're tonight's winners.
Wait, I've got another one.
David O'Doherty, ladies and gentlemen.
Scaro.
Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
On 8 out of 10 Cats. Look ream, smell ream, be ream, it's Joey Essex. New kid on the block, it's Joe Lycett. And their team captain, Sean Locke. And facing them tonight, Vegas, baby, it's Johnny Vegas. The Queen of Hollyoaks, it's Jennifer Metcalf. And their team captain, John Richardson. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy
Welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, pensioners can save £3 a day by not putting on their heating, which over the rest of their lifetime could save them a whopping £9. 66% of men are superstitious. I have a few superstitions. I'm scared of cats, and I hate the numbers 8 and 10. But fortunately, it doesn't really affect my life. And 8% of people have had their wallet stolen in the last 5 years. When someone stole my wallet, I was devastated. I'd had that condom since I was 14. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points. Sean, your team to go first. What do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
The Italian Prime Minister, Silvio Berlusconi.
Michael Jackson.
What, sorry?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, let's stick on one thing, shall we, for a minute? Sean had a guess there, and he was probably right, wasn't he? So let's...
We can talk about Michael Jackson if you want. I'm happy to do it if you want Michael Jackson to be our answer.
Well, what do you think the nation should be talking about Joey Essex?
Michael Jackson.
What have you been saying about Michael Jackson this week?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's true about him. Like, you know about the whole thing where did the doctor mean to kill him?
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know.
Well, he's been...
Well, it's been fascinating talking to you, Joe.
Well, the accusation was that he was negligent. You know, he gave him too much propofol. I don't know. I've had scrumpy that's stronger than that stuff.
Michael Jackson got confused because he was used to doling out in children's portions.
Yeah. Profixilix.
Profixilix.
Profixilix, the kids' one.
Drowsy.
Yeah. He ordered 4 gallons of it. 4 gallons. He must have had it on draft. Probably the reason Michael Jackson died is he was changing the barrel. Lovely head on that.
This doctor was getting paid £96,000 a month.
Really?
Yeah, to look after... And that alone, you would go, yeah, convict.
Yeah.
Clearly
Do you
something
think he
wrong
still
there.
got paid? 'Cause he only lasted 10 days. You know, I mean, Gaza would have lasted longer as his doctor.
I think if that doctor were getting nearly 100 grand a month, why didn't you get a year out of him?
Yeah.
That's what makes me think he didn't do it.
That's a twisted logic there.
Like
It's almost like that doctor was motivated to keep him alive.
Yeah.
That's incredible. He's on £96,000 a month, and when they found Jackson, his first words were, "Does anyone know CPR?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you, hopefully.
Isn't the question of guilt about whether he was really paying attention to Michael Jackson, and he'd given him the propofol, and then he went downstairs to another room, and he had a baby listener. That's what I found. That's the really spooky thing about it. And he must have been sitting there, like, watching Downton Abbey or whatever, and he could just hear Michael Jackson going,
"Can I have some milk? Can I have some more milk?"
and he'd be going, "Michael, go to bed! If I have to come up there, you won't be going on that holiday to the O2.
Some more milk."
He said that Conrad Murray was his closest friend as well, which is a bit odd, isn't it? You can imagine Bubbles the monkey sat in a sanctuary going, "He said I was his BFF."
I've got a rumour that he's actually still alive.
Yeah,
Joey. He's still...
That's what I've heard.
Is he still alive?
He's on some random, like, desert island somewhere, just...
Well,
Yeah.
He's on a random
That's not
desert...
a rumour. That's a load of bollocks.
Oh, well, let's have a look and see whether Michael Jackson's one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, Dr. Conrad Murray has been found guilty of the manslaughter of Michael Jackson. The Jackson family told the prosecutor they'd not just lost a pop icon, but a son and a brother and a valuable source of income. OK, John Steen, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
I don't know, I think maybe Berlusconi. Just get the impression it's been on the tip of people's tongue.
Don't you wish you'd thought of that?
Yeah.
So go on,
The
Berlusconi.
Italian pervert. Weird.
Prime Minister, I think,
Oh,
is
yeah.
there. Good old Silvio. He's worth $9 billion, and he's in charge of a country which has the 3rd biggest debt in the world. Well, that's no surprise. How can you explain to Silvio we're in bad debt? No, I'm not. No, you're not, but we are. No, I'm fine, yeah. But he's gone now, so it's all going to be fine.
Dead. He's not dead.
He's not dead, no, he's...
I know you work in Hollyoaks and people tend to die. He's just lost his job.
Oh, that's fine. Is he good looking?
He's a sexy 74-year-old.
Is he good? We've got a still of him. I can show you a picture of him. Have a little look.
That's all right.
That's all right. You would? I like the guy in the background thinking, is he chatting to my wife? He looks really worried, like he's just lost his wife.
Apparently it's 10 grand a night.
Really?
Would you do that for 10
For
grand?
me to be him?
No, yeah.
You can't ask someone if they turn themselves into a prostitute.
Would you
not
do
that
that?
hard
Would
yet.
you prostitute yourself?
I'd do it for 5. 5's fine.
Yeah, but his
All right,
whole
4.
defence-
4. I'll do it for 4. 4.
I'll do it for the lift home.
I wish I had another woman on here. I don't think I can take you all on by myself.
This isn't a bunga party.
Did you just say that out loud? Am I sleeping now?
It's all right. I've got a lot of feminine traits and I'm very metrosexual. I'm sorry. I will involve you more. Jesus Christ, you come on a panel show, it's like a relationship!
Let's see if Silvio Berlusconi is one of the top 3 talking points. Yes, it is. The Eurozone crisis has left Italian leader Silvio Berlusconi in an awkward position, attempting to maintain an erection while talking on the phone to Angela Merkel. Right, fingers on buzzers, one more thing to go.
Well, it's Frankie Kokoza, isn't it? After so much abuse, he's finally gone.
Thank God.
I liked him.
I just couldn't sing. I mean, I cannot hold a tune, but he cannot sing.
He couldn't sing, but he
No.
was on X Factor. I'm not sure whether that really matters.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's not the first one to do cocaine as well on there.
Everybody's saying cocaine. It's called the Golden Rule. That's what it is
Okay.
now. He's done a big line of the Golden Rule.
They said he broke the golden rule. And they also said in the papers, they said that he spent the money he got from the M&S advert on cocaine, presumably not just any cocaine.
Sorry.
From their ready-to-snort range.
He's already done an M&S advert.
Yeah, they got all of the X Factor people to be in the advert, and then they take them out one by one from the advert as they get close to Christmas. And we've worked hard to get where we are. We're not in the M&S Christmas ad.
I was going to say, I swear to God, right, everything I'm wearing tonight is M&S Blue Harbour. It's not even, you know, from the exclusive range. And they won't return my calls.
How did he get so far anyway?
Do you think
Joe
he's
must
any
have loved,
good?
Joe must have loved him.
It's the bad boy
He couldn't
thing,
sing, he didn't have any discernible talent, and yet he seemed to be a big star.
He's still got
Joey
it.
Essex.
There should be some kind of...
Well, surprisingly, that's not one of our top 3 talking points. The other big news in X Factor this week is that Johnny is out. No shit, Sherlock.
And I love the cock.
When they say Craig Coulton could be bigger than Subo, they're not just talking about his singing career. Hey, even if he does get kicked out, it's not the last we'll see of him on TV. There's always embarrassing bodies. Or inside Nature's Giants. As I go, fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get.
Is it the FIFA poppy scandal? FIFA said that they weren't allowed to wear poppies, the England
Because
team.
they said it was a political statement.
Some people would find the 3 lions offensive. You know, for example, if you got drunk and climbed into a zoo. So, that reminds me of Uncle Terry. He got eaten by lions and you're wearing them on your shirt. Have you got no feelings?
The papers kept saying, oh, Prince William has saved the day. They weren't going to let us wear poppies, and then Prince, where there's a wills, there's a way. As if he found out about it and went, ready my horse. And then he charged to Sepp Blatt's house and said, I challenge you to a duel, sir. Rather than the truth, which was someone else drafted an email and went, do you mind if we send this with your name on it? He went, yes, I suppose so. Look at this image that John Terry finally wants to show what a patriot he is. He's been doing that for years. No one's in doubt that John Terry's proud to be English. The fact is, he's also a wanker.
Jennifer, do you know any footballers?
No, I don't really watch it.
You don't really watch it?
I knew one once.
I read
You knew one once. Who did you know once?
Ooh, don't talk about him.
Hollyoaks was like... I always thought Hollyoaks was like a shopping channel for footballers.
How do you talk about football? Do you know games from Joey Barton?
What, sorry?
Joey Barton.
Do I know Joey Barton?
Do you know him?
I know of Joey Barton.
QPR footballer.
Yeah, he's a footballer for QPR.
Yeah, he's been quite offensive to
Yeah,
Essex. I think he's jealous. Gel. Mate, he's toast Gel, man.
He's toast Gel of Towie. I'm enjoying saying that. I don't understand any of those words. What happened with Joey Barton? What did he say about you?
I'm not really sure. He basically just like, I think he was trying to mug a few people off, saying...
He was mugging people off?
Yeah.
What does that mean? He was...
Knocking their tea?
Yeah. Basically, we went to a premiere, and I think he saw a few people there. So afterwards, he decided to tweet just saying, "Towie freaks, weirdos," things like that.
He called you a freak and a weirdo?
He called me a freak and a weirdo. I was well offended.
That's not nice, is it?
But he was tweeting at 1:30 in the morning, so stop tweeting, go to bed, man. Are you on ice cream? That's what I said.
Yeah, Joey Barton, what are you doing up at 1:30? You should be in bed. You're really naughty. Joey Barton did say some very unkind things about The Only Way is Essex recently, and I think it's only fair that you have the right to reply. Let's have a look at you in action on The Only Way is Essex.
What's your favourite animal?
Animal. I want to say cat, but it's boring, but it's cat. I love cats. I love cat pies. What about you?
Mine's an elephant.
Why elephant?
I don't know, just like, they're weird, aren't they? They've got them big long things, like... I would say dinosaur, but they don't exist no more, do they? So...
Sorry, Joey Barton's seen that and he's calling you an idiot.
You could have got on with her, Johnny?
I couldn't get away with that. I get nervous in front of women. The banter just rolls out. I'm stuck for words. I can't even think of animals. My favourite animal is a train!
It's not one of the greatest... in the sort of pantheon, in the list of great chat-up lines, what's your favourite animal? I don't think it's ever really sort of been a clincher, has it?
Do you want a better chat-up line? Did you fall from heaven? Yeah. Because it looks like you landed on your face.
My personal favourite, does anyone know you're here?
OK, let's have a look and see whether the FIFA poppy scandal is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the story that FIFA tried to ban poppies being worn by the England team. FIFA relented after Prince William wrote them a strongly worded letter. "Oh, please let us wear poppies or I'll be really sad. I'm going bald and I married the wrong sister." So at the end of that round, Sean, Joe and Joey have 2 points. Johnny, Jennifer and John have 1. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. Sean, Joe, Joey, what do you like the look of?
The waxing.
OK, all right, so here's your related question. Most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments. True or false?
Well, you've undergone a few, or is that a natural tan?
This is natural.
Oh.
That's a natural tan, is it?
I've had sunbeds, but I've quit sunbeds now. I don't have sunbeds no more, so...
You've quit sunbeds?
Quit.
My God, you've made some sacrifices, haven't you?
No.
When did you quit sunbeds?
Like last week.
So, what's your daily regime, beauty-wise? What do you do, beauty-wise?
Obviously, I wake up, look at myself, and I think, Reem. But then I get, then what? Then I get in the shower, do my hair afterwards, bang, bang. What are you saying?
Bang, bang, and who's over there?
That's meant to be the mirror.
Oh, I thought that was your carer. Jennifer, you're a lady. Now, do you think men are too pampered these days? Do we do too much?
Yeah, I do. I like men, like, hairy, smelly.
Johnny Vegas. John, do you do any?
No, I wouldn't say I'm too embarrassed. I just think the prettier you are, the more you're going to disappoint someone at some point, because they'll think, "Oh, that's the one," and then you go.
So you don't do anything. You don't do any
I had
beauty
my
treatment?
first extraneous nostril hair this week.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the first one. I was driving and I just checked my rearview mirror and it was there.
Hello.
That was the first vanity issue I've had of like, well, that needs sorting, and there's no reason I shouldn't have just let them all come out.
How'd you get it out?
No.
I just pulled and I pulled until I cried.
When you go to Boots and buy your first nasal trimmer, the way the girl looks at you, and she slides it across with the beep.
I don't know, Johnny.
What, and you can't look away, because if you look away, you give them a better angle.
Sean, beauty treatments.
I have had waxing, but I won't take my trousers off. They have to do it keyhole.
Joey, you take very good care of your hair, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Have a little look at this.
I didn't know you blow dried your hair.
I don't blow dry my hair.
But you just blow dried it.
No, I'm hair dry my hair.
That is a blow dry.
No, I blow dries when you go to a shop, innit? Like, if you go to a shop, you get your hair blow dried. If you're a girl, you go to a salon.
It's
What?
not. If you blow dry your hair, you blow dry your hair. It's the same, whether you do it or someone else does it.
Yeah, but no, you got to put one... I'm so confused.
Do you do that every day? Do you have to blow dry your hair every day?
Yeah, but I don't... This is not a blow dryer. This is a hair dryer.
Yeah, exactly the same thing.
So what do you think?
I'm going to get you a diffuser.
A what?
And then the cat technically say even that's another step away from blow drying.
A diffuser?
Yeah, it's one, you know, with the little spikes in it, you just run it through. What it does, it breaks it up and you'll get no split ends.
What have you done with the real Johnny Vegas?
Johnny, what do you use on your hair?
Hey, sunshine, I had a perm, all right, that, 2 minutes. I used to lacquer, I used a mousse, I used a diffuser. Didn't towel dry, because that created heat and friction. No, I'd wrap that and I'd give it 20 good minutes. I treated it with respect. I hope that shit falls out.
I didn't mean no offence to that, man.
Yeah, well, you did. And you know what? Give out for that. Look after it. You don't know where you go while you're young.
OK. So most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments.
I'm going bald! Look at that.
That's not that bad. I'm worse than that. Mind you, I think that's because I have very vivid dreams. I drive my head into the pillow.
OK, so most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments. True or false? What are you going to say, Sean?
True.
You think it's true? You think they are too embarrassed?
Yes,
John,
I do,
what do you
yes.
think?
Team?
Jennifer, what do you think? Are most men too embarrassed?
False.
You're going to go false? OK. I can tell you the answer is false. Oh. You got it. Yes. Yes, only 43% of men said they'd be too embarrassed to have beauty treatments. These days, you can even get your arsehole bleached. That's what Liz Hurley did with Shane Warne. So the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your question. Top thing British people lie about.
I think most people lie about any sentence that starts, I know a lovely place. Like when you go for dinner or to a pub and they go, oh, I know a great little place. And it's miles away and it's shit. How was that your anecdote? I know a great place and it stinks and the food's crap. So now I hate the place and you for liking it.
It's telling your partner or your wife that they're your best friend. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's such a lie, isn't it? Because if you don't go out for 14 pints with your wife, do you? You don't say to your wife, let's go and have 14 pints. Because you do with a best friend, don't you? Go, let's go and have 14 pints.
Why 14?
Funny number.
I lie about drinking quite a lot. Like, I'll say I only had 3 glasses of wine, and then I'll go, oh, no, I did have another 3 glasses of wine. And then I did kick a toddler in the face. It's a worry.
I lied about Christine Brinkley. I say I saw Christine Brinkley. She was modelling flippers on the Albert Bridge. I see her at all. I say, you know Christine Brinkley?
Yeah?
She used to be my taekwondo teacher.
Is she?
Yeah. You know, I go, no, Christine Brinkley, I bought her she'd be on telly, and I go, see that woman there, Christine Brinkley? Years ago, I bought a reconditioned Flymo off her.
Sorry, is that true or not, Sean? Did you buy a reconditioned Flymo?
No, just make it up for a bit of fun. Just make up all these stories about Christine Brinkley. And you know the canoe man? He hid in her loft for a year.
Do you know Christine Brinkley, yeah?
I do actually know Christine Brinkley.
Well,
she's a nice woman.
Yeah, I'm not saying she's not. I make up lies about her.
John, what do you lie about?
Everything, constantly. I lie about people's names. Like, if the first thing you had to do when you saw someone was say their name, people who've known me for years would find out that actually, I don't really care who they are. I don't think anyone really knows anyone's name.
Do you know what? I call everyone, yeah, if I don't know someone's name, for some reason I call them Ashley.
That's good. That's good, because a lot of us have been just calling them mate or pal or all right, fella.
For some reason...
But Ashley's much better, because if it is Ashley, quid's in.
Is it age? Do people lie about age?
Oh, that age is number 2 on the list.
Is it their weight?
It's not worth lying about. Genuinely, people know I'm not 9 stone. I've tried regularly.
It's to do with partners.
Sexual partners.
That was the right answer.
Good job at the beginning.
Yes, the top thing British people lie about is the number of sexual conquests they've had. I've rounded mine up to 2. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are John, Johnny and Jennifer have 3 points. Sean, Joe and Joey have 2, which means John, Jennifer and Johnny are tonight's winners. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.